Hello, I'm Chaplain Larry Crabtree, serving with the St. Mary's County Sheriff's Office and the Maryland State Police Leonardtown Barrack.
And I'm Chaplain Charlie Wharton with the St. Mary's County Sheriff's Office. And Larry, we've been talking about some things that we've learned over the last few decades that we have been doing this, between us, maybe 50 years of experience. What are some things that you have learned? One thing in particular.
I think one of the valuable lessons that I've picked up over the years, chaplains are about helping, we're about serving. And I think it really has impressed on me that someone that truly has a heart to help, they are going to do that whether they get anything back in return or not. I think it's a lot with law enforcement too, because for police officers, they go into this profession, it isn't so they can get rich. I mean, that's a fact, that's a given. And it's not so they get a whole lot of respect. They do it because they want to help people. I think that's around the board. They really want to help. And it's so easy for us when we do want to help that we can lose sight of why we got into what we're doing to begin with. And as a chaplain, it's been a busy day. I'm kind of tired and I'm lacking energy. And it might be really hard to just get in that car, drive out to the headquarters and then spend 6-7 hours in a ride along. In chaplaincy too, sometimes there's expenses involved. It also costs us some money to do what we do. So when you look at all that, it's not like it's always fun. But what I've seen is because I genuinely care about people, even though I don't get anything in return. Obviously, as volunteers, we're not paid. But as I give out and invest myself in others, the best lesson I've learned is I get so much back in fulfillment, in a sense of even peace and happiness that goes along with being there to invest myself in others. And I think I see in law enforcement oftentimes, because they have that same heart, it's why they're going in it. Yes, they get paid, but they're really doing that because they want to help. And I think you get a little jaded over the years when you deal with all the struggles and all the heartaches and you see what you see, and sometimes there's unfairness that's dealt with. And you don't feel like you're getting a lot in return. They lose sight and maybe just give up too quick.
Do you see a couple of different stages, maybe even three different stages? In the beginning, like you say, you do this because you want to make a difference. By the time that you get to the end of it, you kind of look back on your career and you go, okay, I did make a difference. But it's those middle years where that is maybe the biggest challenge, especially for law enforcement officers that get paid.
That's what I see. In fact, isn't it something about the 7-year mark? At just about 7 years, you really start to feel depleted. And you start to wonder if it's all worth it. Because by that time, you've dealt with an awful lot of internal, agency gunk and stuff with policies, and you've put up all the stuff that's out there in the world you're responding to. And the thing is, you have to set yourself to go back to, why did I start doing this? And it is to help people. And remember, I am helping people.
How do you do that? How do you keep going back to that point of the reason that I do this is?
But in those moments when I start to wonder and question, is it really worth it? I need to stop and get off of myself, because it really is a pity party usually, and start looking at those I am serving and remember all the different ways and all the experiences that I had where my life made a difference in somebody else's life.
So are there certain, I'm not going to ask you to tell the stories, but are there certain points in time that you go back to and you say, this is why I do it?
For me, when a law enforcement officer comes and trusts you enough to open up and say, hey, I'm struggling with something, can you help? My goodness, that's like $1,000,000 to me. Because then it's like, yeah, it makes a difference.
Have you noticed that the longer we've been doing this, I will get in and I'll ride with an officer or with a deputy, and I'll say, you don't need to entertain me. I just enjoy being here with you.
Yes, all the time. That's exactly what, if they're new, that's the first words out of my mouth. You don't have to babysit me. There's no entertainment. Hey, I'm here to you. We're here. I'm here to be your friend. I just want to get to know you. You get to know me. That's why we're doing it. That's what it's. And see, that's a blast. Even if I go in there and I'm tired, don't want to be there, by the end of the night, I'm so glad I went.
Exactly. So, lesson number one.
Lesson number one is simply, if you're truly going to serve people, you need to do it whether you get anything out of it or not. But you're going to get a ton back.
All right. Have we been into these things?
Stay strong
and stay safe.